Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are starting to get pretty low on our aggressive expansion. That is a good thing, of course, because that means that we can very soon start aggressively expanding. But we're also working on our colonization down over here. So we've got a few locations where we have succeeded in colonizing, but we ran into some issues in the last episode. So that is definitely something to consider. There's some locations out over this direction that we'd like to colonize, but we're going to wait until some of these are finished. In fact, oh no, we are colonizing this. For a second, I was like, hang on, but I was looking at the state name. That's my own fault. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and go to Corinthos, which of course is, well, Corinthian. So Corinthos is up in Greece, and that is expected. Let's see what we need here. Well, we definitely need a tavern, and we're at 95% Israelite. We can probably get rid of the Great Temple here at this point and replace that with a pair of tax offices. Although this is a capital, so we could actually make the argument that we could put in a pair of aqueducts here and make this into a metropolis later. So that looks good. What else would we be doing? So this would be Apamea Arantu would be the next location, which is out over this direction. This is not a metropolis candidate, so we would simply put in a forum and we would put in a freeman district. Cool. Next up would be Aladag Calais, out over this direction. Sure. So this is a pair of freeman districts. Wonderful. Now it would be this, that I'm not going to try to pronounce. Okay. There we go. That is up over this direction. And we currently have a granary here. We have a pair of commercial districts. We do have a great temple, which is kind of still useful, arguably. I don't think we need the noble district. I don't think we need the citizen district. We can absolutely put in 3 mills, and then we can put in 2 slave traders, and then 2 taverns. Cool. So next up is Zood. Zood is down this direction, and we would absolutely put in a pair of academies here to continue to produce a little bit more research. In terms of research, how are we doing anyway? Well, we're definitely going to get a religious advance fairly soon, currently projected for slightly over 2 years. Okay, and we're working towards proportional agreements right now to boost up that diplomatic reputation to be able to annex Gara a little faster. So that seems fine for the moment, no problem there. And we do have a couple of locations with 2 building slots left. So let's go take a look at Ariza. This is up this direction, noted, and we just finished a colonization. We'll get to that in a moment. So 2 freeman districts there looks fine, and then Adi Galamo. Excellent, down over this way. We'll put in a freeman district, and we'll put in a tax office. Cool. So next up is Darak, which is colonizable. That is this right here. Okay. We have both of these colonizable. Let's colonize this one. And let's see about colonizing this one as well. I think we can colonize both of those. So that looks okay for the moment. Hopefully they're both actually colonizing. So that would be everything other than Ampi here, which should itself be colonizable quite quickly and easily. But let's let these finish up for the moment. We do need to call down an omen, so that would be Esther. Wonderful. And down here, Rumela is going to be done shortly. So we can see that this is going to be done 8 September, 882. Okay. So then we're going to go to Dunk after that. Now, as of right now, we have no way to get to Atta, which is very unfortunate. How would we get away? Well, we could... Can we support rebels in our own... Can we support rebels in our own client state? I don't know. That would be interesting. Actually, we can. It would give us 2 aggressive expansion, but... Okay, and plus 0.02. That's fine. I don't mind that. It will drop the diplomatic reputation, though. And we'll join any wars of rebellion. We do want to do that, but on their side. So I think that's not really going to be very relevant, because we would automatically join in on the... Actually, that wouldn't be a bad thing, would it? The major issue would be that we would be losing some of this annexation. But in reality, we'd probably... I don't think we could fully take over their territory in a peace deal, though. That's the thing. Okay. So I think we probably shouldn't do that because we can't fully take over their territory in a single peace deal. Not to mention, I don't want to lose this progress. We've been at this for a while, and you can see just how much more there is to go. So I think we're just going to continue our policy of we assist them against any rebels, and we take the territory in exchange. That's going to be the idea here. Okay, so we finished up our colonization down here. Yes, we have. Beautiful. So Donk is not currently colonizable, but we can move some pops here. So currently there are 8 pops here, and of those, 2 are Hebrew. Okay, so I would like to move some pops from Rumaila, which is here. These are Israelite Hebrew. I don't want to move those. We can only move the Israelite Hebrews. Okay, that's interesting. So I guess we would have to move pops here instead. So we can move in. We currently have what? No Hebrew pops, so we would need 4. 1, 2, 3, and then we would need to move in 1 additional, like that. That should allow us to colonize here. There we go. So this area is now fully colonized, in theory, and this just jumped up to being significantly progressed. Okay, I'm not sure why that happened, but that's fine. So this area is now fully colonized. This is ours. We're going to have everything here except this territory, which means that the only thing that we need is actually Ikaros. I didn't realize that was a separate territory, but it is. So we need that. And then there's Atta here. Now, how do we go about getting that? Well, one thing we could do, and this is outside of the normal bounds of the rules of this game, right? But one thing that we could theoretically do is this Imperator. So we'd have to restart the game in debug mode, but we could switch to Gera, and we could essentially gift them a bunch of our political influence by taking, say, 100 political influence, increasing Gera's political influence by 100, and then forcing them to colonize this that way, and making the claim that this is like a diplomatic demand that we're making of them. That is a theoretical option. I generally don't like taking that option if I can avoid it. Reason being that I don't care for doing things that are outside of the scope of the game's rule set. I'm okay with doing it in situations where we have no option. In this situation, of course, the option is that we simply wait for Gera to finish being annexed, and then we colonize it. It's not a great option, but the option exists. So that is definitely something to consider. I'm not sure if we want to go that route. We'll see. I'm not 100% convinced that that's the right way to go. So we're going to have Darak settled very soon here, and Hama is not actually being colonized. You can see that it's not here. It does have the provinces being colonized modifier until 1 July, which is actually already passed. That is already passed. Okay. Well, that's awkward. So this is a settlement, right? And this is up in Gera. Do we not have a city here in our territory? We don't. So we should actually consider upgrading this to a city, which I'm going to go ahead and do. There are more followers of the Risen Lord, which are, of course, very obnoxious. But yeah, we can definitely get this upgrading, and that will be a good thing to do. Okay, so that's looking good, and Aduli is going to be finished constructing in just a couple of days here. So that is excellent. There's a metropolis finishing up here, and yeah, this is now considered a metropolis. Looks good. At this point, we can put in an extra pair of tax offices. Wonderful. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these guys, and we're going to start moving them up here. I don't know if we're still truced with these guys. We don't appear to be. So I'd like to clean up some of this territory out over here. That's the current mission. More specifically, I'd like to clear up all of this territory. Would be the ideal scenario. So these are actually different nations. Understood. So let's take a quick peek at the diplomatic situation here. These guys are a client state of these guys. What? Hang on. What is this? Oh. That's really awkward. I don't know why that's the case. I don't think that really matters, but that means that we would need a separate CB on these guys, which we do not have. So we should immediately begin fabricating a claim on them. They have no provinces which we could conquer in a war. Oh, we need to fabricate on these guys. Right. Yeah, no war goal here, so we need to fabricate this. Okay. So now we've got these up over here, right? The question is, do we have a CB? We do. So that looks fine. And then if we come over to these guys, we can see that they are in a defensive league with Bird, and we have a CB here anyway. So that gives us an in with Bird, and we have a CB there. And then we've got Siracine out over here. They are currently in a war with Ili, but I don't care. They're in an alliance with somebody that's kind of irrelevant. I'm assuming we have a CB here. Yes, we do. And then there's these guys down over here. We have a CB there. There's these up over here, Parthia. We have a CB. And then there's Dacia up over here. We have a CB. Okay, beautiful. So that looks solid. We're going to bring these guys up. And the main question is, how long is it going to take us to get this CB? Not very. Okay. So that looks great. Let's check in. Oh, hang on. Rumela has a lot of building slots available. I didn't realize this was a city when we colonized it. Sure, we're very happy about that, of course. This produces incense. Arguably, we could make this be a research city, and I think that's reasonably fine. So we'll do 3 noble districts, 3 citizen districts, and a court of law. Okay, wonderful. Next would be Ardabil, which is up over this direction. Sure. A pair of taverns would go in here, and then a Freeman district. Cool. Alexandria. Wow. I'm actually surprised that we've got building slots in Alexandria. Okay, we'll definitely take it. We could use an aqueduct here, and we're 92% Israelite. I think we can get rid of the Great Temple, and then we could put in a pair of libraries here. Produce even more research. Beautiful. So that looks fine. We've got a number of additional buildings that we can construct, but for the moment, I'm much more interested in getting these wars completed. So they're going to go pretty quick and easy. The toughest one will be probably these guys, but I don't expect them to be very difficult. We're going to have a lot of little wars here, so it's going to be pretty chaotic, but we have a lot of forts in this area. So I'm not very concerned about that. Okay. We have starving pops out over here. That's absolutely noted. Let's put in a farmer's market here, and we should probably also consider importing, instead of sheep, let's import some grain. Okay, so that should be, is that all in this area? Yeah, it is. We do have a second city up here, so I'm going to get rid of the tax office there, and we're going to put in a farmer's market there as well. So those things should help. We're at minus 20. Okay. That's not going to be absolutely a cure until those farmers markets finish. The farmers markets might help things significantly. Yeah, minus 16 at this point. Understood. So food is absolutely going to be a bit of an issue here. I want to check through these locations here. Yeah, that's a farming settlement there, as expected. That all looks reasonably fine. We may need to do another import route here, and that would be getting rid of, like, the dates and upgrading that to grain as well. So that would be something like this. Even that's not going to boost this too much, but it'll be useful. Okay, so it's now April. Winter should be over, and yeah, we're boosting the food here. So that looks good for now. We'll start to get that food out there, and that'll be okay. So now I want to get these wars declared. So first things first, I want to declare here. There we go. They don't have anyone defending them. So we're just going to go in here. That war is over already. The question is, do we want to declare more wars? And the answer is, of course, yes. So these guys are in a defensive league here. We're going to declare there. That looks good. And we're going to come in here. That is over, but we're going to have to take this. Okay. Now the question is, do we want to declare more wars, or do we want to just clean these up? And I think we're just going to clean these two up. Okay, so this was stack wiped. Excellent. This will stack wipe as well. There we go. And we'll just need to finish these sieges. We're going to be so far ahead of them on this siege, it's ridiculous. So this is all looking, well, according to plan. This is all going according to plan for now. We are, of course, still in need of this CB here. So we'll give that a moment. Evangelism in our lands, very rude. Okay, we just had our religious advances advance. So now we could go for less aggressive expansion impact or subject opinion of us. I'm going to take the aggressive expansion impact. That'll be fine. And then we're going to go down to proportional agreements once we get this oratory advance, which will be in about slightly over 2 years. That was fine. Hired some mercs up over here, huh? Okay. So this fort should end soon. They don't really... Where are they trying to go? Well, I guess this is their overlord. Right? No, it is not. Okay, well, this siege is over. So we're going to march these guys up over here. I'm actually going to force march them up there, and we're going to get there nice and quickly. I actually expected this siege to end first. So this is a mildly awkward development. But it's okay. Cool. So next up, we're going to be fighting these guys that are centrally located here. And we're going to fight them all probably simultaneously. They are currently fleeing, but they are trapped. There's nothing they can do. Okay, so we're going to exit Force March. We're going to finish up this siege. That'll give us full occupation, and we can go stack wipe their army real quick, too. Okay, so this is over, as is this. And we're going to head over to here. Wonderful. Let's just go stack wipe their army while we're auto-capping here. That looks absolutely fine. There we go. Stack wiped, and we're going to move down this direction. So we're only at 67% on this CB. That's understood. Siracine is a client state of Bactria, huh? I mean, Bactria... Right. Siracine has all of this. I forgot about that. That'll make things a little awkward because of the Garen territory out over here. Okay. All we really want is this, though, right? But yeah, that's definitely going to make things awkward. Okay, so we're going to sue for peace up over here. Easy peasy. We don't even get an aggressive expansion for that. So we lose half a point of AE. That'll be fine. And now we're going to sue for peace here. We're going to take all of this territory. We get 1 point of aggressive expansion. Hilarious. So that's now ours, and we lost a full point of aggressive expansion too. So that was net negative half a point of aggressive expansion, which is very silly. Very, very silly. I'm going to declare on these guys next. They have no allies, and that seems fine. So we've declared on them, and we're just going to head on in like so. These guys we can't declare on yet, and Siracine is going to be a little awkward for us. Let's come in and start a siege here. Yeah. So this seems reasonably fine for the moment. We're going to siege their capital, and then these lads are going to come in and siege this fort. Should be a pretty quick and clean war. And we haven't gotten our roads built yet, but I'm thinking that we'll do that after we finish this war, maybe after this one. Siracine is going to be a little more awkward. No doubt about that. Because they've got all of this out over here, and Bactria would join in. Which, honestly, Bactria is a lot smaller than Siracine, so it's a little awkward. And then this is Dacia up here, right? But we would definitely like to take Alania. Have we fabricated here? We have not. We should definitely fabricate a claim on this. And then there's also Heniot up over this direction, which I'm guessing we haven't fabricated on. But they have no provinces that we could currently conquer, which is interesting, but that's because of that mountain pass, I guess. Okay, well, for the time being, this is looking reasonably good. This siege is actually over. I'm going to put these guys on... I'm going to move them out over this way. They're not on an unclaimed province, but we're going to put them into road build. And I'm just going to have them come up over this direction. I'd like to make sure that there's a connection here, and then there should be a connection in both of these directions. And then they're going to come up like that and just build up through that mountain pass like that. Okay, so that'll be fine for the time being. These will finish here eventually, and we're going to need a tiny bit of road down over here. There was also this fort here, so I suppose once they're done here, these guys can come in and make sure that there's a connection like that and like that. Okay, there we go. So we're at 64% here. That's going to be finishing very, very shortly. Probably on the next siege tick. So that would, of course, be great. We have Pop starving out over this direction. Noted. Well, we definitely need a farmer's market there, then. And the rest of these do have a farmer's market. Negative 52 food. That's pretty low on food. Let's cancel this horse trade route. And let's put in grain. And then we could also cancel... I'm thinking cancel this iron for right now. And put in a second trade route of grain. Something like that. Okay. So these guys are going to be starving for a while. I want to check in on the food situation here. -5. That's not bad. So this should be set up correctly now, and this is still going to be a bit problematic here. Is this all this state? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, there's some food in progress there. We'll get to that. So this down here, of course, is pretty okay at this juncture. We're going to need Ikaros, and that is absolutely going to need to be done. What do we have in here right now? I see one Israelite Hebrew. Okay. So we're going to move some pops from Terradin here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 3 total, right? So this is going to need to be like that. There should now be 4 pops here. There are 5. Hang on. Yeah, that's 1 too many. Okay, so we need to move 1 more pop out over here. Like that. Now there's 4 total. And we're going to have to move some Hebrews in here. So 1, 2, and 3. Like that. Now Ikaros should be colonizable. There we go. Beautiful. And of course, we're not colonizing these areas, but we'll come back to that. Okay, up over this way. Wow, I'm surprised that that siege did not actually succeed there. That's pretty shocking. So these guys are on their way back. Not like they matter. That's actually a professional force. They've got archers and light cavalry. That's very cute. I wish them luck with that force. They're going to need it. So we're going to walk down this direction. I'm going to force march us, and we're going to see about taking this. Auto cap is going to get a good chunk of this. Yeah, it looks like Gara wants to hold them here for us. Perfect. That's absolutely ideal. So that is all auto-capped now. Let's let this auto-cap finish. Excellent. And this should be the entirety of the war. Yep, there we go. And now we're going to take this territory. All of it. 2 aggressive expansion. That is not much. Okay. So aggressive expansion hasn't really been much of a problem for us. What I want to do is I want to come over this direction and make sure that there's a road connecting like that. Then we're going to come back over here, and we need to ensure that there is... Is there a connection here? There is. Okay. We need to ensure that there is road connection through all of this, which is made somewhat awkward by this fire. But then that would connect there, like that, and then a road that goes like that, and then a road that goes something like that would be the way to go. I'd also like to make sure that there's a connection there. Okay, that'll do the trick. And now we have a claim on this, but we'll come back to that in the next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.